Hello, good evening, and welcome to another wonderful wild edition of the Jonny Gooner, whatever it's called, show it is now. I can never remember. It's my show, that's all I know. We've got a lineup tonight. We're down to the three amigos tonight, two esteemed colleagues. First of all, we've got Mark Dunning. How you doing, mate?
All good. Yeah, yourself?
Yeah, can't complain. I'm off work now for a few days. It's the wife's birthday on the Saturday. So we're going to the Cotswolds tomorrow, going to Worcester horse racing, and back on Sunday. So yes, I'm in a very good mood, yes. Yeah, and good there stuff. He is, down the bottom. Now, there's a rumour going round that Liam was best man for a wedding on Friday, I believe. And apparently there was a big fight between his other half and all the bridesmaids because they were fighting over him. Here he is. I think it's cope, everybody. Here he is.
They all wish, so we're... That is part of being the barman trying to get more just shots.
And the mother of the bride. Did you catch the flowers?
I don't think they did that.
Does that not happen anymore?
Oh, I don't know, yeah. If they did do it, I wasn't there. I was probably at the bar.
I don't know if I having a wedding.
Did Sarah not do it?
I don't know. Sarah, on our wedding day, did you throw the book out and anyone catch it? Is that sort of thing? No, I can remember it now. I can't believe it's almost 7 years. What a lucky woman. Oh, and right, anyway, we've sidetracked a bit, but that's fine. Right, well, we've got lots and lots to talk about. We might as well start with Sunday's big game. And apparently what a bunch of arseholes we've become, if you read all the media press. You know, away to Man City, the big two clash. Finished 2-2. Would have been controversies galore. People running into people getting injured, people acting like dickheads. The game had it all.
Yep.
So, Mark, what do you think? Put your bones out of that one.
We've a lot to discuss. We didn't even start with that game. As you mentioned, I think the comments coming out of City afterwards are the big things I take away, because it suggests to me that they're worried is probably too far to go, but they're definitely conscious that we're a real serious threat now. Like, you don't start mind games and start nonsense like that in September, unless you think, we have to get into these guys' heads now. Look, we defended incredibly well with 10 men. It wasn't for the purists, don't get me wrong, and you wouldn't send your team to play like that every week, but needs must. When I was thinking about this, when Mourinho did that at Barcelona with Inter, I don't know, when the year they won Champions League, about 10 or 12 years ago now, it was called a masterclass, a managerial masterclass or a tactical masterclass. And Arteta just basically took a page out of that playbook and plugged it in for the second half last Sunday. And it very, very nearly worked. Very nearly worked. We just got caught with a quick corner at the very, very end, last kick of the game. But
got it.
It was.
They, like you said, they defended absolutely amazingly. I mean, as soon as that silly sending off Kopi went it, I mean, I know people say, he shouldn't have done it, blah, blah, blah. But for fuck's sake, there's not 0.8 seconds reaction. He's already about to kick the ball as he blew the whistle. I mean, could he not just use a bit of common sense, Mark Oliver, and go, right, I'm really, you can't do that again. I'm really putting my arse on the line here. Yeah. Obviously, just before half time as well, it was a real kick in the teeth. We're celebrating 2-1, and then, here we go. We all probably knew what was going to happen.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You just hit it now on the head, really. Common sense. Common sense has gone out of football right now, isn't it? Like, every game we're talking about now is referee decisions. We're not actually talking about the football, are we? Like, when was the last time you watched an Arsenal game? Or maybe how many games have we played? 5 league games this season. 3 of them, there's been a dodgy referee decision in 3 of them. And it's been the main talking point of that game, isn't it? So,
Mark Oliver, you look at the stats afterwards. I mean, apparently he got paid 20 odd grand from Saudi to go and ref out there.
Yeah, I saw
And
that.
you look at like the players who set up for Arsenal, and he's the bloke that did the Martinelli 2 bookings. When's that ever happened again? You know.
Oh yeah,
But
that,
and all the games, is it 45 times he's ref Man City? Not once has he sent up a Man City player. I mean, it could be coincidental, it could be they behave themselves, but come on now. I mean, it's just getting a bit ridiculous. And they keep saying he's our best referee, and I've always said he's a little rat. And he is. I just think. I mean, it's just so bloody annoying. So I said, we played really well. I mean, obviously started off. I mean, with only 5 seconds into the game or whatever it was, Rodri's on the floor because Havertz, he was running to go and get the ball, and Rodri stood in his way, and then he was soon on his arse. So it's kind of set the tone. And then sadly, I'll say sadly, you can think how sincere I'm being when I say the word sadly. Obviously, he got injured, and he's got a bad injury, and you don't really wish that to happen to many people. But in the long run, that is going to be good news for everybody, because he's a massive, massive factor in that team.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And obviously then they scored early on, 8 minutes. I mean, it's poor defending, a simple ball. It was a good pass from Savinho, but for our defenders to get done by that was a bit disappointing. And that was the only thing he did in the whole game, Haaland, sadly. I know he scored, but after that, I thought they defended him very well, hence why he probably had the ump at the end.
Yeah,
but we've got to talk. I mean, we'll talk about that in a minute. But obviously, talk about the more positive. Ricardo Calafiori. I mean, that goal. I mean, I can't believe it. I was around my mum and dad, and he whacked it in. It's even as my brother was up, and if you don't know Mark, he's a Tottenham fan. Somebody else. But I was sitting next to him, and when I went in, I was more or less on his lap in his face. But it took me a while to think, because when he whacked it in and it pinged out, I wasn't sure if it had gone in or come out the other
it camera didn't it? I was standing behind the goal.
Yeah, what a goal! I mean, absolutely for a first goal. I mean, I don't think he scored many for Bologna in that one. I'm not sure at all, to be honest. But what a hit! I mean, in a game of that magnitude and the celebration and everything. I mean, it just makes you think even more what a signing he's going to turn out to be.
Completely agree. We saw during the Euros, he's a smashing player. He was brilliant for Italy in the games he did play. And what a way to introduce me. I'm here and this is what I can do. It's a brilliant goal, brilliant finish. Look, he probably was at fault for the first goal, a small bit, so you would have won. But what a way to pay us back with some goal and some finish.
Yeah, absolutely superb. And obviously that set up nicely. And Kobe, what did you think? Obviously, typical Man City crybabies, but Kyle Walker, the ref was chatting to me, and I didn't run back. Nonsense. I mean, it's his own fault. He's a professional man. I mean, this is a man who, kind of control his own love life. I don't know. But you know what I mean? Though it's like you're a professional man. Your man's over there. You sprint back. You know what I mean? Don't jog back. In a game of that magnitude, I'll be furious if an Arsenal player did that. Especially a man of his experience and class. And for him to turn around afterwards, because I was listening to Radio 5 on the way home at 6:06, and Savage and Sutton, who were getting on my bloody nerves for that, and they had Kyle Walker on an interview, and he was like, what are you moaning about? I don't like to moan about the ref. But sort your own house out. I mean, I didn't think there was anything wrong with that. I mean, we took advantage of it, maybe, but they would have done exactly the same thing.
Well, you got to be ready, haven't you? Like, if you're not ready in position, then sod you. It's your own fault.
And a special credit for Martinelli as well. I mean,
he was
very, very good.
I think he was our best player.
I mean, all of them, to be fair, for the whole game. They put it in the second half. But he was brilliant. I mean,
we're probably going to the second half and the defensive performance. But Martinelli,
you can never ever question his work rate. Whereas it might be quite frustrating in front of goal every now and then, but he works very, very hard.
Well, that's it. Yeah, you look at the Spurs last week. Like, he has that chance, doesn't he? And you think, if he on another day he scores that, if he has a bit more, if he has like Saka's confidence, he scores. But you can't fault him as a player and as a creativity. It's unbelievable.
No, that's it. They've done very well. And obviously, then we had a couple of corners. And Gabriel had a good chance, and he put it over, and I thought, And then again it happened, and Carl Walker's giving little jabs, and then he was trying to tickle him or invite him round. I don't know what he was up to, but it didn't work very well because a superb ball in by Saka, by the way, whipped it in, and bang. I mean, he's just ridiculous at the moment. I don't think there's a better goal scoring. Well, arguably, I don't know if there's a better centre back in the country at the moment as him. I think he has just been unbelievable, and his goal scoring prowess now. And we've been very lucky down the years to have you had him as your Keowns, your Campbells, even someone like Thomas Vermaelen always get you a goal or two. Even Koscielny, he was, all of a sudden, it's vital, considering, sometimes we might find goals hard to come by, and obviously we're arguably missing that star striker. But when you've got the likes of him, I mean, if he carries on, he can get anything between 5 to 10 goals a season, which for a centre half is absolutely incredible.
Massive.
And no one can defend against him.
No, for whatever reason, I don't know. It's obviously something they're working on the training ground very, very extensively, because he does seem to be able to just get free in the 6-yard box pretty much every corner. It's obviously brilliant for us. As I said, Brooksy, he probably could have had 2 on Sunday, because he could have scored just before the one he did actually score with. They changed markers. Doku was on him for the first one, and then Walker went on him, but it didn't make any difference. He was still able to get free and power his header home. Some of those other defenders you mentioned who scored goals for us, they were good in the attacking box, but not so good in our own box. He's brilliant in both boxes.
He's unreal. He really is. Absolutely sensational at the moment. And obviously, so 2-1 up. We can hardly believe our luck, but it's all going very well. And then too good to be true. And then obviously Trossard, bless him, he's already been booked. I mean, people saying he's silly, and he is kind of silly, but we just seem to get penalised for it every time now. And people saying, oh yeah, they've changed the rules, they're clamping down on it. Well, they haven't. It's fucking Arsenal. But no one else. Doku did it in the first half. Same thing again. And they say Arsenal are moaning, but I don't know what they expect. Until they start doing it on a more consistent basis, every single player, and it's everyone, and it's the same rule for everybody currently. So I'm getting sick and tired of it now. It's you just knew it was going to be a difficult second half, I mean, he took Saka off at half-time, which was a big call. But ultimately, he had to take someone off because obviously he had to change it. And then reverted to a back 5. Obviously, Ben White, and credit to Ben White because apparently he's been carrying an injury. And you wouldn't have noticed in the second half because they all left everything out there. And it was just so difficult because you think, I was more scientists are, they're going to score at some point, surely. Because it's just, you could just see it coming. And as soon as we got the ball, obviously we're kicking up the pitch and there's no one up there. It's just coming back and back. But the longer it went on, and obviously Rails came and everything, they were defending for their lives and everyone was scrapping. It was superb. The team spirit is absolutely second to none. And then they got that lucky, shitty little goal, and then it all kicked off afterwards, which is great to see. And I'm sure you've all seen the clips. I mean, I think, as you said earlier in the show, Mark, I think we really, really have got into this, and we proper rattled them now. All the comments, I mean, like Shea Bernardo Silvers, they haven't won this and they haven't won that. Well, you need to get your facts right, mate. And we should like playing against Liverpool. Yes, because you used to beat them all the time. Now, all of a sudden, because we're doing results against you, you used to be funny when you beat us 5-0 when Chaka had been sent off and all this and all. Lovely jubbly, get to bully all our players. But now, mate, it's a completely different story. You've got Erling Haaland, who might have scored 100 Man City goals. But when you're like that, classless, in Arteta's face, a manager going, you stay humble. I mean, what on earth? And having to go at Gabriel Jesus, who you could argue is a Man City legend because he's won a lot of trophies there, including a lot of league titles. Having to
he's
go
scored that goal and got him 100 points as well.
Calling him a clown. And it's just like, what on earth? And you just really look forward now to the return leg because, I didn't even mention him throwing the ball at Gabriel's head. I mean, what on earth? I mean, how has he got away with that one? And if that was an Arsenal player, they'd be all over the back pages, they'd be getting sent off. But it would, though. It's just ridiculous. And Ian Wright said, Gabby would do that and look you in the eye. He's done it cowardly, and the first challenge he gets at the Emirates, he's going to get absolutely crunched. And he'll be crying around it, but that is for another day.
Yep.
But ultimately, we got a point. And if you think about it, I'm sure we all would have taken it before the game. As devastating it was at the end. I mean, also, actually, the extra minutes, I might have a little moan about that. Because, did you hear at the end, Gary Neville, VAR's added on 2 extra minutes? I mean, have you ever heard that in a game? Ever? I haven't. Why have they decided there's 2 extra minutes? From where? For what? Because apparently, we time wasted. And apparently no other team in the history of football has ever done it. Can you believe it? No clubs come to the Emirates, and in the first minute of the game, Jordan Pickford, I'm looking at you, just drop the ball on the floor and look around for about 40 seconds. But no one says anything then. It's good play, but as soon as we do it, apparently David Rice is the disgrace because, he's feigning injury. He does it all the time. Jamie Carragher and Paul Scholes said he's cheating. But as it happens, he's actually fucking injured. But, but no, we're the king of the dark arts. And you can tell we're rattling everybody now. We're well and truly back. And it's great to see us getting under everyone's fucking skin. Because when we win the league title this year, it'll be even more glorious.
But that's it. It's much better to be in the situation what we are in right now than 3-4 years ago, where you rock up at Man City, you get bet 3 or 4, and they pat you on the head and tell you hard luck, and that was a really tough game on the way home. That's the type of team Man City want us to be again. That type of team who rocks up, gets rolled over, but then they can turn around after you and say, "Well, that was a really tough game." It's like, yeah, sure it was. Yeah. That's what they want. Now that we're actually giving them tough games, they're whinging and moaning.
They don't like it up. Good evening to G. Hello. I hope Cornwall's not too stormy. Thank you very much for watching. I presume you'll be watching the Arsenal ladies, because I presume they're kicking off any time now. Hopefully they win tonight against FC Hacken, is it? 1-0 down from the first leg. So I'm sure if they lose, we'll be hearing all about that later. But fingers crossed they win. But yes, obviously, Man City know they're in a scrap. And it's lovely. I have to say, I'm well up for it. Absolutely well up for it, And considering the people we had missing as well, I mean, I know they had De Bruyne missing, but, to keep going as we're going, and those 3 away games, Spurs, Villa and Man City out the way, unbeaten with 7 points. Kopi, you would have, snapped my arm off, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's outstanding, to be honest. Like you said, you would take that before this. You look at the first 5 games at the start of the season when we was all sitting there going, the first 5 games are tough. Got a couple of tricky home games against Wolves and Brighton. You don't know what they're about, but 3 away games are probably the 3 of the hardest 4 games you could go to.
Definitely.
Spurs is always hard because it's Spurs. Villa is the top team, as they showed last year, and City are City. The only other hard game is probably Anfield, and we've gone there at 7 points. Unbelievable. Should have had 9 really, but.
It is just
one of those things, isn't it?
I
thought you were so good on Sunday that we can't bemoan a point.
We don't get either player sent off in the Brighton and the City games. We've got 15 points. There's no doubt about it.
Oh yeah, well it's
moaning, about how negatively we played against Man City when we got 10 men are absolute morons. I think if we'd had 11 players on the pitch, we would have got another one. Because we would have hit them on a counter attack. So I have no doubt about it, because they would have had to go for it. And we would have picked them up. But, I think that's enough of that. Look, only 20 minutes in.
Oh, no.
That's why they need to score. But, yeah. So we'll go from that game to last night's Carabao Cup action. The 3rd round of Cup, I think it was. At home to mighty Bolton Wanderers, who are struggling at the moment in League One. So
I've got them to get promoted as well. It's not good.
It's your fault.
Yeah.
So you always thought, we should be all right. But then you see the team news, and all of a sudden we've got a few injuries. And a young lad called Jack Porter, 16 years old and 2 months, is in goal.
Yeah.
I mean, I was confident, but I was like, okay, you never know. Then you see the team, and I have to say I was quite surprised the likes of Saka and Rice are playing. But what do I know? I mean, they got the job done. I mean, they absolutely destroyed them. 5-1. Absolutely wonderful to see all the positivity over all the future is very bright. You've got Jack Porter, 16, and it's incredible. I mean, I wasn't doing that at 16. Yeah, I mean, but, you know, you got
These books.
yeah, no, I won't go into more details, but yeah, you know, you got the likes of him and Josh Nichols and Miles, what's he called? Miles Lewis Skelly?
Yeah, it's a great name, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's hard for me to say. And Ethan Nwaneri, and then you've got Maldini and is it Kabay coming on and Kalkuri? Or that? I mean, half these players I've never heard of, but it's incredible. I mean, Miles Skelly. I mean, that pass he did for Sterling for the second goal. Nwaneri, and we've seen bits of him even the Spurs game for like 5 minutes. He just looks so assured for someone that's 17. He just looks like he just carries himself with a swagger, not really arrogance, but you just know he knows what he's doing with the football.
Yeah,
and he fits in. You know, he's there,
exactly.
and it's wonderful because, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping he'll play against Leicester. Whether he will or not, I don't know, but I think he deserves to. I mean, why not give him a crack? I mean, I thought Sterling was very sharp last night. I know it's only Bolton, but straight away, I mean, like Havertz, he's fitted into the squad straight away. How happy he looks now, how settled he does. The crowd have taken to him. There's a nice little video of him coming off as he walked around the pitch, and everyone gave him a good reception. He was clapping them back. And I don't think he really can believe his luck at Arsenal, to be quite frank, about being like big-headed. Because obviously he was struggling at Chelsea. I mean, there are so many players, and there's obviously, you know, a lot of stuff going on there. I mean, and yeah, obviously he's coming with the team that's possibly going to win the league this year. It's
not possibly.
Not
possibly. We
are going to win the league. I'm very sorry. But yeah, so obviously a good 5-1 win. Preston away in the cup. Spurs have got Man City. Obviously, I think Brighton have got Liverpool, and there's another one that's someone else has got something half decent. Oh, Newcastle might have Chelsea. So yes, obviously we won't take Brighton, Preston lightly. But obviously we could go. This is a competition I would like us to go far in.
Yeah.
I think he's going to still keep the same players. But obviously, so many positives coming out last night, Mark.
Yeah, it'd be interesting because it's about a month away. Tommy Yasu back, but White, Timber might be available. Trossard will be available, hopefully. So there is, like, our squad is quite deep. So last night, with the nature of what happened on Sunday, and basically every player having to run himself into the ground nearly on Sunday, his options were fairly thin on the ground last night, that he had to acquitted themselves extremely well. So yeah, I'd say a lot of them will see action, particularly as I said, is against Preston. It's not against another Premier League team. So Preston, okay, it's away from home, but it's still a game you'd expect those young guys to be able to acquit themselves well in. And if we've guys coming back from injury like a Martin Odegaard or a Tommy Yasu, to give them minutes as well alongside those young guys, why not? As you said, Brooks, I think it's a competition we can go well in, and if we get through Preston, we're into a quarter-final, and Wembley's suddenly on the horizon all of a sudden.
We haven't won the League Cup since 1993.
Yeah.
Mental.
Yeah.
I know Wenger didn't take it seriously.
Steve Morrow game, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Paul Merson and Steve Morrow. So who wins in the Coca-Cola Cup? It was then. I was 12 years old. Can you believe it?
It's when Coca-Cola was popular.
Yeah. It's still now, to be fair. Coca-Cola Zero, I'm drinking. If anyone from Coca-Cola's watching this, feel free to send me one.
Sure.
When is the Preston game, anyway? Have they said when the date is yet?
The week of the 28th of October. So
it's in between Liverpool and Newcastle.
That's good then.
Yeah.
Because apparently in the press conference the other day, he was hopeful that Marino and Odegaard will be back for the Bournemouth game, which is October the 19th, I believe.
Yeah, it's after the international break,
Yeah, but the good thing is neither of them will be going to the international break. So that's good, and we need to be more clever with people like Saka and Rice. So they got colds.
Yes. Yeah.
We need to do. But obviously the likes of Miles, you would expect Miles Skelly and Nwaneri particularly to be involved in a lot of the squads now. They look very, very assured, and I think out of the standout crop, you think, play a lot. I'll tell you can just see, his beaming smile afterwards. He's never been scared to throw in the youngsters. And I think now, obviously, his hand's been kind of forced, obviously, with some of the injuries we have, but it's great. It's going to save us money in the long term. And, they've got the, what's the word? The ignorance of youth. And I think the next couple of games, Leicester and Southampton at home, no disrespect, but especially in Nwaneri, it's a great games to play. I mean, a couple of Premier League starts at home, and against teams you should be beating, give them a good experience. I'd like to think so, because obviously we've got PSG on Tuesday, so
yes,
that's he's probably going to prioritise that. I would have thought. So obviously, it's important we win against them, because obviously we need to win after drawing the first one and win a home game. So I would like to see him whenever he starts on Saturday. I mean, you could leave Trossard, he could even keep Saka a rest, but because he come off at half time against Man City, but I don't think he was injured. I think it was just tactical.
Yeah, if he was injured, we wouldn't have played last night. So.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he had about 70 minutes in last night.
Yeah.
Maybe. Anyone think Sterling will start Saturday?
No.
You don't think?
So Martinelli.
Martinelli, I think. Trossard through the middle. I can have that for a second. I don't think he'll start with Nwaneri.
You don't think so?
I think he'll go with the same team he started with against City last week, barring injury from Timber or White or whoever else is on the treatment table.
Yeah, because Penny said Ben White, Timber are doubts, and Raya, he said, has got a muscular injury. I wouldn't be surprised, because obviously Neto was cup tied last night. So
yeah, he started.
He could throw him in on Saturday. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I have no idea what he's like. Neto, I just knew that. As
long as he can catch the ball, he'll be alright, I think. If he catch the ball from a few set pieces, he hasn't got to do much else against Leicester and Southampton, should he?
No, I mean, you wouldn't have thought so. I mean, Leicester scrapes past Walsall on penalties the other day.
They're terrible side. They're one of those.
I don't want to be the kiss of death or anything, but honestly, the next two games, we could get the 2 wins, whack up the goal difference a little bit.
Yeah, get a full squad back.
Man City have got Newcastle away lunchtime, which is always a tricky place. And Newcastle have been playing well, but it's always a tough place to go. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
They got lucky last couple of years, haven't they? I think they drew 3 all the year before, and last year they won 3-2. So they've always got a tough game there. So
Newcastle now know what they have to do. They just have to copy what we did. Just time waste, and obviously it works because it's got
dark arts, isn't it? As they call it.
That's what they got to do. I think now hopefully other teams are cotton on to what we've done, because they don't like it. They expect everyone to roll over and die. Oh yeah, come and play attacking football like Brentford did when they went there, and they created chances, but they lost.
Yeah.
So why not just do what you got to do?
Exactly.
But why is it such a big deal? Why is it just us? Everyone's had a little thing. Even Roy Keane. Honestly, he's such a miserable. He must be so much fun at parties. Honestly,
I don't know how you listen to him. They all talk. He retired 20 years ago.
It's just ridiculous. He was a shit manager.
Yeah,
he had a go and he couldn't do it. I just don't know why. Mika Richards, fair play to him, considering he's paid by Man City, was sticking up for us. Because what do you expect him to do?
He's still a terrible pundit as he is, anyway.
Yeah,
I know he's got Arsenal at heart. He probably supported us.
He just laughs, didn't he? Gets away.
Yeah, but he's just a funny character and the pundit, whatever they're called. But in terms of analysis, he's just irrelevant. None of them say anything that's worth pointing out.
No.
I rarely listen to the aftermath of the pundits and all that. But when I do listen to them, what do they talk about? I've never got anything insightful about them. It's all absolute rubbish.
It's idiots, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's the way it's gone, isn't it? It's all about Roy Keane saying someone's a baby and getting these viral clips on Twitter.
Exactly. That's obviously the road Sky want to go down.
Where's the information, or where's anything like that anymore? Where's breaking down tactics? Where's talking about how good Arsenal defended?
Yeah,
it's all about Arsenal sat back so deep that they were going to concede sooner or later. But like, what about the rest of the 47 minutes, whatever long we've defended for? Like, what's that done?
Yeah,
painful.
But that's how come nobody's done a piece on Arsenal shape last Sunday? How they restricted City to just passing the ball along the 18-yard box without any penetration. What did we do better than other clubs are doing? I haven't seen any analysis like that yet. I didn't see much of the day. Maybe they did it last Sunday, but it's not something I've seen yet.
But even in they wouldn't spend like more than 2 minutes on it because they've got to go on to the next game or so. There's hardly in-depth analysis. It's all like brush over it, focus on another talking point, focus on Trossard getting booked for kicking the ball. It's all about that, isn't it? There's more time talking about the referees getting booked, or not referees getting booked, referees booking players for kicking the ball away.
They spent more time on Match of the Day 2 talking about Erling Haaland throwing the ball at Gabriel's head. They did actually about our defending in the second half.
There you go then, it's stupid, isn't it?
Well, what I will say in the second half of the City game, going back to it, I mean, he made one or two saves, but what exactly we were hanging on, but we weren't hanging on because they got the ball and we just sat there and they didn't know what to do. They weren't because we just defended so well. There was no any one-on-ones or any they just get past it from over there to over there to over there, over there, and then have a shot and go over the bar. It's just.
I was shocked that Pep didn't change one of the centre halves. Like Diaz and Kanji got on so much possession. Like Arsenal weren't really attacking, so why we left the two of them on is beyond me. For me, it was after 55 minutes. It was obvious that they needed to get attacking players, either a Foden or a Grealish or something like that, on from one of the centre halves. See if you could create something that way, because what they were doing with Diaz and Kanji and Walker and Guilfardi, it was pointless having the four of them there because they weren't being asked to defend. So get attacking players on and try and penetrate a bit that way. And I was very, very surprised that Pep looked at that for so long without changing it.
Yeah, especially when you got someone like Foden on the bench, it could just drop into those bits. And
that's very strange to see, by the way. I mean, he had a very poor Euros. I mean, he was absolutely terrible.
Yeah, apart from the first half against Netherlands, he was.
But last season for Man City, he was their best player. And
he won the fucking league.
But he's hardly played this year, and you just wonder if there's something going on, because how he's not starting their biggest game of the season so far against us. He's arguably their best player. De Bruyne's not there. It's very, very odd.
Yeah.
It is very, very strange. But, there you go. He come on and didn't do anything, did he? Like he had an England. It was very poor. But there you go. Never mind.
We'll get over it. That's the thing. If you come on,
that's the thing. We might as well talk about Thomas Partey as well.
Yeah, I thought he was good on Sunday.
Partey was absolutely outstanding.
I have to say, this season, he seemed, I think he's got 100 Arsenal appearances now, and a lot of people were surprised because obviously they thought it would be more. Obviously, his big injury record.
Yeah, he's spent
It's the reason why people still aren't convinced. But if we can stay fit, then he's going to play every game, I believe, with Declan Rice, and he makes a hell of a difference. He worked very hard, and I think he's got his fitting out early in the season. I think Wolves, in Brighton, he struggled a little bit, but I think he's now fit for the first time in God knows how long.
Yeah, he was brilliant last week against Spurs, brilliant in the weekend.
Yeah, he's having a very good run of games at the moment.
That's it. As long as they keep those players like that. I mean, he missed up majority of last season. No one mentioned that, did they?
No.
Yeah, like with Sky Sports talking about Rodri missing now for the rest of the season. No one mentions Partey missing for like 30 games.
And that's what we've all said. If you can keep him fit, then he's going to play more or less every game because he's so important to our team.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a top class player, one of the best in the league. If you can get him on the pitch and keep him on the pitch. The problem has been with him is just his injury record is appalling, unfortunately.
Yeah. He's one of those typical players that didn't have an injury until he turned up to Arsenal, and he's about 5
He's been cursed. He ran over a black cat on his way to the medical. And that's it. But yeah, but Zinchenko, all of a sudden he's injured and he's out for weeks. I have no idea what's the matter with him, but obviously it just disappeared.
Just same as Tommy Asu. They always seem to get like niggly injuries that they keep him out for like 3 months.
I like Tommy Asu, but he's really starting to get on my nerves because again, it's another player. It's great to have, but he don't play. You can't rely on him. And also we're lucky because we're blessed with defenders at the moment, but
they're all injured now, though.
Well, yes. So obviously, Calafiori possibly.
No, Calafiori will play, wouldn't he? He'd be right.
He's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously Gabriel Saliba, Calafiori.
You could have a case of Calafiori could be playing right back and Kidwell could be playing left back because we've got no one else.
Yeah, well.
Unless he goes for one of the young guys again,
unless he plays them, but then do you chuck him in again?
Have you seen that picture of Arteta actually? I think it was at 2016, with that young, was it Josh?
Yeah, Nichols, yeah.
And then you see him like last night with him. Arteta hasn't changed.
No,
he's so young. It's crazy.
I wish I had that hairline.
Yeah.
So yes, it will be interesting. I mean, luckily, we shouldn't get found out defensively against Leicester. Let's be honest, we should. Well, be a nice, comfortable win. You'd like to think. We'll go with the predictions early on, actually, because we'll talk about the PSG game in a minute. I reckon we're going to win about 5-0. I'm not going to lie. I think we're going to start. I think, obviously. Yeah, I just can't see how we can't. I think Saka and Martinelli have had 10 minutes out of rest. Trossard's had a full game rest. Havertz has had a good rest, come and scored. Sterling's done well. I just think everyone's going to be buzzing. I think they're really more, obviously all the talk and the gob, and I think it's just going to make them even more resolved. And I just think they're going to give them a good idea. And plus, I think they're dog shit. I know Vardy will probably play and he does like a goal against us.
Yeah.
But I can't see nothing but a good win, to be honest. Mark?
Yeah, I would agree. And Guthrie, again, agree with what you said there, Brooksy. They're probably one of the teams that you'd look at that are probably going to be in the mix for relegation. I haven't seen that from them this year that would suggest they should or could get at from the Emirates. At the weekend, as I said, Vardy always does pose problems for us, but they're not a team. It's one of those, we have to take 3 points from this game. If we're going to win in the league, we have to take 3 points from matches like Leicester at home. And I suppose we've come through a gauntlet of those three, particularly those 3 away fixtures. We've now 2 home games for the international break against Leicester and Southampton. 6 points are an absolute must. Can't get sloppy in these games.
Either both 1-0s, 2-0s. Scrappy just gets 6 points. Doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah. So I don't think we can afford to drop any more points at home.
No.
What do you reckon, Kofi?
I'll just go a simple 2-0, I think. Go 2-0 up at half time and then 2-0 up at half time, close for the second half, make a few subs, bring on Nwaneri and all those players and just coast through it. I think it'll be one of those games that Leicester can't pose a threat unless we stupidly give away a goal or someone. Yeah,
that's the only thing we do. So it's silly and Vardy gets a penalty.
Yeah, they're not going to break us down. They're not going to hit us on the counter attack. It's just one of us. If we just lapse a bit of concentration, they might.
By all accounts, there was a game against Walsall the other day. What's that noise? There's something in the background.
Not fucking Hoover.
God, but the Walsall game, apparently the Leicester fans, because there's obviously Steve Cooper is ex-Nottingham Forest, and I don't think they're massive fans of each other, and I don't think he was a very popular appointment, but apparently he was getting a lot of abuse during the Walsall game. Obviously they struggled against the League Two side.
But you can't draw with Walsall, they're terrible.
So they beat him on penalties, but apparently he was getting a lot of stick. So you do wonder, how much longer he'll last. But obviously,
it's quiet now, isn't it?
We get a few early goals Saturday. Their fans will probably turn on him, and it could be a good old humping.
Yeah, it's not, honestly, I'd take a comfortable 2-0 win. I couldn't care whether we win 7-0 or 1-0, as long as we just get 3 points and move on.
There you go.
I mean, we've had 3 tough away games, haven't we? Like Mark said, we've been thrown in the gauntlet. People working hard as it is, but like, you just go home game against one of the worst sides in the league, just coast through that 2-0.
Yeah, it's been nice to get someone else hamping.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we need to batter someone at some point. But
I think we will. I said 2 winnable games. Obviously, Aaron Ramsdale coming back next week, so he's gonna have a game of his life.
Yeah.
He'll drop it in the net, won't he?
Oh yeah, I think he was let's have 1 goal.
I mean, he did that with Southampton when we played him with Arsenal, so...
Yeah. God, he did, didn't he? God, yes, he did, yes. Oh, God.
Yeah. That's when the writing went on the wall for him, I think. Yeah. That Southampton game, I said, geez, we need to make a change there.
The Champions League returns to the Emirates.
Yeah, PSG on Tuesday.
Consecutive. Paris Saint-Germain on Tuesday night. Well, hopefully it should be another win. You'd like to think so. Paris Saint-Germain obviously missing their main man now, Mbappe. They haven't really replaced him. They've got a very young forward line. They've got the likes of Bradley Barcola, Dembele, his boy Ramos. Is it Ramos?
Yeah,
Ramos. Yeah, and Asensio and someone else. But I'm not going to lie. I mean, they're not, considering what their team has been like the last few years.
Yeah, we should win.
Yeah,
bar Dembele, who's their threat?
I know they've got the Spanish lad in midfield had a good Euros. It's Fabio Ruiz.
Yeah. Fabio Ruiz.
Yeah,
it was excellent. I mean, I would have quite happily had him at Arsenal, to be honest.
Yeah.
But they're not good enough to beat us.
But no, I get big-headed. But again, I'm fairly hopeful that we'll give them it's going to be a decent atmosphere. Are you both going, I presume?
Yeah.
I'm not there on Tuesday.
No, they might lose now then.
3 games a week. What a lovely old job, eh?
Oh, yeah, you are, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, there should be, yeah. You'd like to think so. And obviously, after Paris Saint-Germain, I have no idea they've got next in the Champions League. I'm not going to lie.
Shakhtar after the international break.
So after the Southampton, is it international break after that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolute joke, isn't it?
I know, it's been like 3 games since
absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean,
3 international breaks before Christmas, just coming off of Euros is a joke.
You can see why players, I know Rodri, he's got his strike now, bless him, but you can see why certain players are moaning, because it just seems to me completely pointless. You've had an international tournament in the summer, or 2, if you think of the Copa America as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those ones, yeah.
And then for them to be one so soon into the football season, and then to have another one it's just ridiculous. It's just really poor.
And there's another one in the middle of November as well. So
it's just too much.
They play 6 international games before Christmas, after tournaments for South America and Europe.
Yeah, it's someone needs to sit down and fix the calendar, because it is an absolute joke. Like I said this in the group, I think they should move all international football to the end of the season. Give them 8 to 10 weeks at the end of the season to play 8 or 10 games or whatever it is to play during the season, because even if it means shortening the club calendar and run the club calendar from September to April or whatever, and then just have your international football from May to the middle of June or something, because this is just
even they could do
it's not sustainable.
In like January or something, when they have the winter break, they said, right, the first 2 weeks of January, each national team is going to play 4 games.
Yeah, play 2 home
2 weeks.
Games,
and that's going to be it then for the summer.
Yeah.
But, and the powers that be have a lot of
I think it's 4 international windows during the season, which is just 3 right on top of each other: September, October, November. I think the next one's in March.
Where's Champions League? Where's Cup games? Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's it, yeah.
It's like the first stage of the Champions League doesn't finish till is it January, February or something?
Yeah,
January. 8 games, yeah.
It's just, yeah.
That's it. And like, if this new competition, Club World Cup at the end of the season as well, and we're not in it, but you're going to have a 30-odd clubs going off to wherever. I think it's probably back in Qatar or Saudi to play that competition. Like, where does it end? I do have sympathy for the players because there's just been way too much asked of them. And I know they're on X amount a week and blah, but if it gets to the stage where the punters are the ones who are going to lose out because we're going to turn up at games and 4 players are going to be out injured, or you're not going to see the stars of the game because they're going to be just flogged and they're going to miss too many games. So something needs to be done, something needs to be looked at because at the end of the day, nobody wins in the current situation.
No, you only have to look at the standard of the football in the Euros. I mean, it wasn't. Let's face it, it wasn't the best of tournaments. Yeah. It was crap. There was only a handful of games I can think of.
It's like
really
most of them. It's like Champions League now. When do you look forward to the Champions League? It's probably about a quarter final, isn't it?
Yeah, not to say. Yeah,
the same as Euros. Like there was probably about 2, maybe 3 games at best during the group stage of the Euros.
That's it. I thought only 2 teams actually played well during the Euros. I thought Spain played well, I thought Germany played well, I thought every other team didn't get to the levels that they could at all.
Yeah, exactly.
So, because, and it is, as I said, players are getting to those tournaments just absolutely knackered. They've nothing left to give. So, I think something needs to be done.
The FA Cup, the Champions League. I look forward to the FA Cup more than it.
Yeah, same. Yeah, I don't look forward to the Champions League to the knockout stage.
The Champions League just scares me.
You're playing teams like fucking Dynamo Zagreb. Like, who cares about them?
Hope we smash 9 past them like Binded.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. We won't, but yeah, it'd be nice.
But that's it. Like, how's that a good Champions League like promotion for the Champions League of this new knockout? Dynamo Zagreb winning 9-2. Like, how's that fun?
Yeah. The reason these extra teams are in are for the likes of Celtic, who now have a chance of actually progressing because you've 24 or 36 going through, where previously it was 2 out of 4. Celtic always seeded 4th, and they're never going to finish ahead of 2 other teams in the group. So it's for clubs like that who will see this as a brilliant idea and a brilliant thing. For clubs like Arsenal and Real Madrid, who are going to get through anyways, it's just an extra 2 games to get to the same place.
Well, so like with the Euros, like when you've got like now there's 4 out of the 6 groups have got 3rd place team go through.
Yeah.
So like teams are just, like you said, you have someone like Albania last year. Well, obviously they didn't go through, but they had Spain and Italy in their group and Croatia.
Georgia got out of their group because they won 1 game.
And they're going to go through, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, there's just no like. Where's the logic behind just trying to win one of your 3 games and you're through?
Yeah. Yeah.
No
just make sure you don't get absolutely whacked in one of them, and you'll be fine.
Exactly. Yeah. Lose 1 or 2-0 and then beat Croatia 1 or 2-0 and you're through. You've got 3
Yeah.
I mean, they're saying they're doing it to make it more competitive, I think. But they're like, obviously, I mean, they're going to win most of their games. But I think because it's the top whatever get through and then their next lot, I presume they're hoping, because a lot of teams will do it. A lot of teams for that City, so I think it will be a lot tighter. I mean, the last Celtic, they've got a good chance of getting through.
Yeah. Yeah, 9 points with a good goal difference to get you through.
It's like, is it the first 8, then the next 8, and then the bottom 8? They rank like that?
First 8 go straight to last 16, then 9 to 24 playoff. Yeah.
And then the last 8 are obviously Gonzo.
They're just. Yeah.
Who's he play for? So predictions for the Paris Saint-Germain, and what to do that, because we won't be on here before then. I'll go 2-0. I'll be more civilised. Quite a nice. I think Saka and Havertz might score a couple of goals. Kobe?
I'll go 1-0.
1-0. Jeez, what's the
Yeah,
matter
I
with
feel
you?
like it'd be a bit of a dull game, but I feel like we're too good for them.
It can't be
I feel
more
like it'd be
boring
like
than the
Bayern
Atlanta
Munich,
game.
Yeah,
God.
in Europe you do get the odd boring game. So, but
Yeah, I feel like we're better than them, but at the same time they'll play well enough to be in the game, if that makes sense. But we'll still beat them.
Support to get the win. Just support to
Yeah.
get the win at home.
Yeah.
Mark?
I'm going to go with the same score as yourself, Brooks. I'm going to go 2-0. As I said, it's just vital to get these home wins chalked up. As we seen last week, no matter what thing away from home in Europe, it's a tough game. So to finish in the top 8, I think it's going to be important because you don't want those 2 extra games in January and February if you can avoid them at all. So
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Definitely not. Thank you very much, Mark. You're completely correct. We are both all beautiful people. It's very nice for you to join us. So good, it's doing twice. There you go. Good lad. Good lad. All right, well, that almost concludes tonight. Just trying to wrap my brains. I presume the Arsenal ladies are still drawing 0-0. Nothing's flashed up.
I think it's 1-0.
Oh, 1-0.
Yeah.
Arsenal.
Got to the ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right then.
Extra time and penalties on the line.
Yeah. Well, is it raining? It's not really.
It's raining here, but not sure that's much good to your books.
Always rains in Ireland. There wasn't only time I
True,
went down there and stayed
true.
there. All it did was rain.
It's
As
2
soon as
0
I got on the
Arsenal.
plane to go home, the sun came out. 2-0.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh wow. Jonas didn't know that, isn't it?
George isn't on the pitch, is he?
Not yet. Not yet. It's early days, only half time.
He's currently doing a Klinsmann dive across the pitch. And that's good. No, that's good positive news. That is good positive news.
Is it on
Julie?
TV?
I have no idea, I have to
I
say.
don't think so. You might get it on Arsenal.com, but
Yeah, I probably wouldn't watch it anyway, but I'm just
No,
asking.
it is really poor though. I mean, as much as they try, I mean, I know they said in the news the other day they're trying to some sort of financial thing, trying to get more financial investment in the women's game. But when you've got things like this, it's like the Champions League, the women, and it's not even on the telly. I
That's
mean,
it, yeah, you got to go
it's
for the
just
official
little
club
things
website.
like this. It's I struggle with it. It's like the other week when they put a world record transfer bid in for, is it the English player that's at Barcelona?
yeah, watch.
Yeah, Kira Walsh. Yeah.
That's the one. And it was like 900 grand. And I was just like, it's just ridiculous. How on earth can it be that with the world transfer record fee? It's just, it's such a mismatch, if you will, financial.
Yeah.
And,
Not enough money in the game.
no, exactly. And I just don't think there will be, sadly.
No.
I just don't.
Yeah, but not when you want to put it on all on every mainstream TV. Like you want,
that's
you want,
the
you want
thing,
the
yeah.
viewers, but at the same time, you got to back it. Like it's the catch-22, isn't it? You either put it all in people's faces and people watch it, or you don't do it.
They won the Euros and they're like, right, it's going to be do this and do that. They just haven't followed through with it. I don't think. I mean, I know they have the women's games on BBC One and that, but half the time they're tucked away on BBC Two, and you wouldn't know it's on because it's just not advertised.
Well, the YSL is always on Sky, but it's always at the same time as a Premier League game. You're going to watch the Premier League game, unfortunately, aren't you? Whether it's like Brentford v West Ham or whatever, they're going to have like Arsenal, Bristol City, or Arsenal. I don't know, someone else in the YSL. Do you know what I mean? Like they're going to put it at the same time as Brentford and West Ham, but on main event and Premier League and all that, it's going to be the Premier League.
That's it. The people running the WSL should need to have a look at that because you can't be clashing. Your primary television games can't be clashing with Premier League matches. Just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
you need eyes on it. Like if I was down, I'd probably try and take over Friday nights if that was possible. And you have the odd Premier League game on Friday nights now as well. But if I was a WSL, that's the slot I'd be targeting because nothing else is really on a Friday night. You have the odd championship game or, as I said, the odd Premier League game. But it is the one that's most open because Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are European nights. Monday night football, then Mondays are gone, and then Saturdays and Sundays are Premier League. So
yeah.
you
But
know,
they do something stupid, like they put it on like 12 o'clock kick-off. But then it's like they do with the Scottish Premier League. You'd watch like Cirque Rangers first off, then you turn over to watch the build-up to the 2 o'clock Premier League game or something. Do you know what I mean? Or like they'll put like Arsenal v again Bristol City, for example, like at 6:30 on a Sunday night after you just watched Arsenal Man City at 4:30.
Yeah.
Everyone's turned off by then because everyone's worn out from the football,
Yeah.
or like they're stressed by the football, aren't they? Like,
Come for a
you're not
lie
gonna just
down.
sit there and carry on watching a women's game now because you're all like you've thrown your beans kind of thing. So yeah, I don't know what they're going to do, but
It's interesting because obviously I don't know if you see any other sport in the cricket. The England Cricket Board have now announced that the men's and the women's are both going to get paid the same amount.
yeah, I saw that.
Which, you know, is
Interesting.
very historical. It is. It's, you know.
But that's the same, like, but who's going to watch the women's Ashes over the men's Ashes?
I have to say, I do actually watch a fair bit of women's cricket. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, but you're not going to choose. If they put it on at the same time.
Yeah, but they wouldn't. They couldn't.
Yeah. Or like women's Ashes was in Australia like 4 o'clock in the morning, but the men's Ashes was in Lords at 11 o'clock. You're gonna stay in bed till you get up on normal time and then watch the men's Ashes.
No, that's it. No, you are.
They just put it on a bizarre time. They'll clash it. It just doesn't make sense.
They're going to need to find a solution at some point.
Yep.
That's it, yeah.
That's for sure. All right. Well, my little pedigree chums, I think the time has come.
Like Brentford.
Yeah, go on. This is as well just going off there. Oh, Vinnie Jones is joining the cast of Animals and Horses.
Is he?
He's going to be one of the Driscoll brothers.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought he'd leave you with that little fun little tidbit. Yeah,
Spot on.
Yeah, so yeah. But yeah, thank you, Mr. Cope and Mr. Dunning, for coming on.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure, as always.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, anyone that's found the time to turn up from EastEnders and watch this instead. Very much appreciated.
Emmerdale.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's still going, is it? Jesus. Well, thank you much, Walt. Thank you. Very busy week. I'm off now to go and practice my dark arts. I'm going to boot a ball over the fence. Thank you very much, everybody, and good night.
Have a good one.